thinking right now as I'm looking at myself in the mirror is that this side really does have a lot more shape and a lot more volume and layers, and then this, I've given up on this side of my head. Could try cutting my own hair though. I mean, it's week 6 of lockdown. This is where we're at now. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm once again jumping into the Beauty Bay and Mmmmitchell palette because it just kind of does everything I need to when I want bright colours and just to feel a little bit extra. I also had some bits and pieces that I wanted to play with from the Pastel Roses today, which are an indie brand, and this is what I came up with. I feel like at this point caption and introduction ideas are just getting a bit difficult because nothing's really happening. So this is what I came up with. We've got a big wing, we've got some neon. I'm going to take you through all of that. So yeah, if you'd like to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. Alright guys, as always my eyes are primed with the P. Louise base. Today I've taken it quite far out over here because we're going for a winged look, and then I've brought it out underneath as well. So it's time to jump into my Beauty Bay and Mmmmitchell palette. My palette is such a mess. Look how dirty it is. Goes to show how much I use it though. So for my first shade, I'm going to jump into this side of the palette. I'm going to take a bit of the shade Morgan, just on a flat eyeshadow brush. This one is from e.l.f. And I'm just going to use this to start mapping out the shape of my wing to give me a rough idea of where it needs to go, basically. So I'm going to start right at the outer corner of the lower lash line, and then I am just going to bring it up. So at this stage it doesn't have to be precise, it doesn't have to be neat, I'm going over it later. It's just a guide. You can take it as far out as you want. I'm going to take it out to here roughly, but knowing me, the wing is probably going to end up all the way at my hairline. Oh my god, I almost dropped it. Next up I'm going to go into the shade Moody Mitch, which is the navy blue on a Sigma E36, and I'm just going to start applying it into my crease. This brush isn't the best brush for packing on because it is just so soft, but whenever I'm doing a winged out look like this or a full cut crease, I just find it helps me be a bit more precise with my shape. So when I get to the outer corner, I'm then going to start bringing it upwards and just joining up with the line that we drew on earlier. Then I'm just going to go back in with some more colour, just make sure it's nice and even and it's not looking patchy. So next up on a Zoe the 231, I'm going to go back into Morgan, and this time I'm going to be using it to blend out Moody Mitch. Then I'm going to switch to the other side of the palette and I'm going to go into Morning Glory on another Sigma E36, and I'm going to use this one to blend out Morgan. I'm just going to come back in with a little bit of Morgan just to make sure they're nicely blended in together. And then just a little bit of Moody Mitch. Really deepen that crease up. Just gonna add a tiny bit of Morning Glory as well. I've just gone ahead and primed the rest of the lower lash line with my P. Louise base. So now on a flat eyeshadow brush, I'm gonna go back into Moody Mitch and start getting that in the lower lash line. And then what I'm going to do on the outside of the eye is also start stamping the colour in, just keeping it on the inside of Morgan. Doesn't really matter here if I'm overlapping it with Morgan or how neat I'm being. I'm going to come and blend it out in a second. Next up I'm taking Morgan, this time on another E36, and I'm just going to use that to blend out Moody Mitch again. So we're just repeating the colours from the crease on the lower lash line and the bottom part of the wing as well. My wing isn't super neat at this stage, but obviously I've still got one more colour to go, and then that's what I like about doing foundation after the eyes, is that I can just come in and just kind of neaten everything up when I do my concealer. And then finally back into Morning Glory, again on the same Sigma E36 as before. And then just trying to sharpen up the end of the wing. Then I'm just going back in with a little bit of Morgan again, just to finish blending. I just want to deepen everything up a little bit, so I'm going to go back to this side of the palette and I'm going to take some of Mafia on a flat eyeshadow brush. And I'm just going to get that right in the crease on the outer portion of the wing. And again, I'm going to take it down here as well. And then just a little bit just underneath too. And then to blend it out, I'm just going in with the E36 that I used for Moody Mitch. And just quickly going back in with the Zoeva 231 that I used with Morgan, just to make sure that's really nice and smooth. So next up, I really want to play with one of the Nebula eyeshadows from an indie brand called the Pastel Roses. I feel like I've fallen down this rabbit hole of British indie brands lately, and I want to order from so many of them. This is Little Ghost here. On camera, you can only really see the green. You can kind of see the blue when I turn it, but in real life, at this angle, it's also purple, so it's definitely a multi-chrome shadow. I am just going to go all over the lid with that one. So I am just taking a flat eyeshadow brush that's got a little bit of fluff to it, and I'm just going to pack that on. There is definitely a fair bit of fallout from this, so I definitely wouldn't recommend using this after doing your foundation. I think you'd probably struggle to get it off because it does have quite a dark base. On the monitor, that literally just looks green, doesn't it? In real life, it's more like a dark emerald green, and then I do get flashes of purple every now and then, so I think it goes with this look really, really well. I'm gonna try taking some on a smaller brush. This is a Wet n Wild, doesn't have a name, it's just a little angled brush, and just try running just a little bit right in the lash line. So now I want to add a neon liner effect to this look. The technique I'm going to be using for this is from a video by Juliana, so if you guys want to watch her video, it will be linked down below. It has a few steps to it, but overall it's really not actually that complicated, and it looks really, really effective. So that's what I'm going to be following today. The first thing you want to do is to take a white cream product or something like a gel liner. I think NYX might have some sort of cream base. I'm going to go into my Revolution Pro SFX face paint palette. I'm pretty sure they do these every year, but just under a different brand. So this is the one from 2 years ago. I'm gonna take the white shade down here. The brush I'm using is a Just Wing It liner brush from Beauty Bay. And what I'm gonna do is start tracing out the shape of my neon, basically. And then I also want it down the side as well. So I'm just coming in and doing the exact same thing and joining them up. So I'm just going to take another flat eyeshadow brush now, and I'm going to pat over the edges and just try and blend them in a little bit with the shadow. What we don't want at this stage is any harsh lines. And then once I've done that, I'm going to go back in with more product and just layer it on top. And again, when it's done, just patting in those edges. So now at this stage, you want to go in with your colour. A really good thing to go in with is neon pigments because they are just so intense. The one that I've got here is, it doesn't have a name, it's just the green neon loose pigment from the Pastel Roses. They sent this one for free with my order, and it's actually perfect for this. So now I'm going to take one of the smallest eyeshadow brushes that I have and start pressing the pigment into that white outline that we've just drawn on. The one thing to be really careful of with any sort of loose pigments, obviously, is fallout. You don't want to ruin your blend, so just be a bit more careful than I'm being right now. Just trying to brush it off with the brushes I've used before. The next step is to go in with a white eyeliner, and the one that I'm going with is my Space Panda Hydra Liner by Suva Beauty. What I'm going to do with this is start tracing it on the inside of the green. And then once that's done, I'm going to go in with more of the green pigment, and where it's going over the white liner, it's going to be extremely intense because it's got that really nice light base to stick to. And then when you've packed on your pigment, just go back in with the white and re-intensify that central line. Like I said, you do have a few steps to follow, but overall it's fairly simple to do, and it's really effective. I love the way it looks in the monitor. It looks almost radioactive. I just have to do the other eye now. Alright, so now for the lower lash lash line, I'm going to go in with one of my LA Girl Neon Shockwave liners. This is I Gotcha. I just wanted to match the lower lash line to the neon effect that we've got going on here. As you can see, this just doesn't come out nearly bright enough. I am not super impressed with those eyeliners, but I've got them, I've paid for them, I'm gonna use them up. So I'm gonna go back in with that neon pigment that we used. I have tapped off as much excess as I can get off, and I'm gonna go in really slowly with it so that I don't just get loads of it in my eye. I'm just going to highlight my brow bone now so that I don't disturb the brows afterwards. So I'm going to use my Revolution highlighter reloaded in Set the Tone, just on a flat brush. I think for my lashes today, I'm going to use the Crystal lashes from Daxi Beauty because they're some of the fluffier ones that I have, and I want a nice little amount of drama. Remember guys, if you want to order from them, I do now have a discount code for 10% off, which is Auroreblogs. So I'm going to go and do that off camera as well as my base, and then I'll come back and we'll finish everything else off together. Alright guys, so for the eyes, that just leaves the inner corner now. So I'm going to jump back into this side of the palette, and I'm going to go into the shade Muffin, which is the pink. I am probably gonna have to spray it. Oh, maybe not. Let's spray it. I'm just using my MUA setting spray. It doesn't necessarily need it, but I just want to intensify it just a little bit. Yeah. For blush, I'm going to go in with my Milani Baked Blush in the shade Dolce Pink. Then for my highlighter, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Diamond Bomb in the shade How Many Carrots. And then for my nose and my Cupid's bow, I'm going to go back into the Revolution highlighter on a Morphe M330. That just leaves lips now. I would love to go for a really nice funky colour that really matches this, but I don't really have any. I have one and it really doesn't suit me, so I think I'm just gonna go nude instead. I feel like I've been using my MUA lip products quite a lot lately, so I'm gonna go for something a bit different today. I'm gonna take my Peaches and Cream lip liner in the shade Praline to line my lips. And then for the lipstick, I'm going to use something that I used to use all the time and I haven't used in ages because it's oh my god. This is the Revolution Pro New Neutrals lipstick in Cashmere, which is the nude shade, but it's turning, but not very well, but it is broken, unfortunately, which is a shame. It wasn't broken before as well. I don't know when it got broken in my desk. Anyway, let's apply it. And I'm just going to go back over the edges with the lip liner to really neaten it up. And then to finish it off, I'm just going to spray on some L'Oreal Shake and Glow spray. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. I hope as always that you liked it. I feel like a neon space princess from the 80s, and that's pretty much it. What else is there to say? I'm pretty happy with that. If you enjoyed today's video, then do as always, please give it a big thumbs up, leave me a comment letting me know what you thought of it, and of course subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on my next video, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye guys.